Hello geeks, welcome back to Geek Out Cafe. This is Ben, and we're here for another Saturday Spotlight video. This week we're going to take a look at one of Emily and I's favorite games, Call to Adventure. It's a 1 to 4 player game created by Chris and Johnny O'Neill and published by Brotherwise Games. In Call to Adventure, each player takes on the role of a storyteller that, as you play the game, you design and tell an epic story of a great fantasy hero from any number of fantastical tropes. Whether a villain or hero, by the end of the game, each person will have a wonderful story to tell. Alright, in Call to Adventure, each player first creates the beginnings of their character off of these 3 cards. So basically they're the humble beginnings, the ultimate goals of the character, and then this is the hidden epic destiny card. So for instance, this character starts off as a humble pickpocket, but they are bound by honor and eventually wish to become the Hand of Vengeance. So this is how they primarily score points for the end of the game. So, once you each have a basic character set up, you'll then begin to play the game, which is broken down in a series of acts. So, Act 1 is kind of the beginnings of the story for each character, Act 2 is the epic build-up, and then Act 3 is the grand finale and denouement for the story. Alright, so these cards in each act are broken down into a few different types. You have attribute cards, which are kind of just traits to explain the character a little bit better in their backstory, like the character could be rebellious. And then there are challenge cards where you actually have to accomplish a goal which has a chance of failure. And you do those challenges basically using a dice rolling system that are, in this game, very themed to be runes that you cast, depending on your character's skills. Once you've gained 3 cards in Act 1, you'll then move on to Act 2, where again, you'll go for 3 cards, and then Act 3, 3 cards. Once someone has 3 cards in Act 3, the end of the game begins, everyone gets one last turn, and at the end you count up all of your victory points, whether those are from a virtuous story or a tragic story. Another thing that you can grab during the game, of course, are ways of interacting with players or benefiting yourself for the challenges. You get experience points when you fail. You grab cards, hero cards, or anti-hero cards, which can affect the gameplay or cause problems for the other players. And of course, as you're going through the story, your hero can become more of a hero or more of a villain as time goes on. Alright, so Call to Adventure, as I said before, is one of Emily and I's favorite games. And there's plenty of reasons for it. First off, I love the theme, fantasy tropes, fantasy stories. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, so just going through all of those and making them into a game is fantastic. Of course, there's also just the beautiful artwork on all of the cards. Every card has something just to look at and enjoy. There's a few other things. Of course, it's like a card drafting game, which normally doesn't become terribly interactive, but this game has plenty of ways of doing so. And even still, whatever cards you get definitely affect that story and help you to enjoy that end wrap up a lot more too as you look at the story of your character. Of course, Emily loves Call to Adventure because she always wins Call to Adventure, although some people would argue she loses occasionally. There are also a couple of expansions out there for it. There's Name of the Wind, which is exactly an expansion for Call to Adventure off of the Name of the Wind stories by Patrick Rothfuss. And there's the standalone expansion for the Stormlight Archives, which are books written by Brandon Sanderson, which are also some of my favorite books. Those ones, Emily does not like as much because she can't win them all the time, but she still has a blast playing it because you still get to tell an awesome story and look at pretty art. So that is Call to Adventure by Brotherwise Games. All right, guys, thank you so much again for joining us for another Saturday Spotlight here at Geek Out Cafe. If you ever want to check out some of these games, Call to Adventure or any of these other hobby games behind us, please feel free to stop in Lakewood, Colorado, or check us out online at geekoutcafe.com. Of course, if you like this video and want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment below if you've played Call to Adventure or if there are any other games that you want to see us do a Saturday spotlight for. And, you know, if you are in that area, Lakewood, Colorado, please come by. We love meeting new people. We love playing games with people. We love teaching new games. So if you want to check out Call to Adventure and just give it a shot, we can definitely play it with you here in the store. So I hope you guys have plenty of time to geek out this weekend, and we'll see you next time.